Hi, my name is Sarah Sloan. I'm the National Staff Coordinator of the Answer Coalition, and we're out here today in front of the White House on the 8th anniversary of the Iraq War to demand that the U.S. Withdraw all troops from Iraq. We know that the Iraq War is not over, that the occupation continues, that there are still 50,000 troops there. We're also demanding an immediate end to the occupation of Afghanistan, where there are over 100,000 troops and more slated to be sent. We too stand today against a potential U.S.-UN war in Libya. We see that the United Nations, that the U.S. insistence has declared a no-fly zone over Libya. This is essentially a declaration of war, even though the government has announced its desire for a ceasefire and to carry out negotiations. The true intentions of the U.S. and French and British imperialists are clear, and that they're still moving forward with plans for war. They would like to take over Libya, to install a government that carries out their wishes, to potentially break up the country and partition it. And we stand strongly against any U.S. intervention there and against U.S. threats against Iran, Korea, and all other countries.
Anything else?
Well, we demand the withdrawal of U.S. troops from the 750 military installations in 130 different countries. The U.S. military is all over the planet. They claim it's for self-defense and security, but we know we can look at every country and see that that is a lie. That in Afghanistan they claim our security is at risk, yet no one in Afghanistan had anything to do with September 11th. And if in fact it was about national security, would the U.S. be negotiating for a national unity government with the Taliban? This is not a reason for people, working people around the country, to have their sons and daughters go to kill, to potentially kill or to be killed. And so we're today joining with many veterans, with many active duty soldiers who stand as part of the anti-war movement calling for an end to these wars.
Thanks so much, Sarah.
Thank you.
My name is Eugene Puryear, and I'm with the Party for Socialism and Liberation here in Washington, D.C. And we're out here today, March 19th, the anniversary of the Iraq War, because we want to say, or continue to say, that not only is the occupation of Iraq wrong, the occupation of Afghanistan's wrong, and in fact the entire U.S. war drive in the Middle East, which perhaps could be continuing now in Libya, is wrong. Not only do we need this, the money that's being spent, the tens of millions of dollars, the billions of dollars that are being spent on this war right here at home. We have record levels of unemployment, where we have no jobs being created at all. But beyond that, we need to end this killing and this senseless violence that's going on around the world, with millions of people dying, people denied basic services, education, healthcare, in countries all across the globe, and all at the hand of the United States government. This government, the United States government, is at the center of a war drive that's depriving millions of people of their livelihood. So we sit here and we think so often about the rights and so on that we cherish here in the United States. Well, our government is going all over the world and denying those, denying the right of self-determination, the right of people to choose their own destiny all across the world, whether it's in the Middle East, whether it's what they like to have, a secret war drive against Cuba with the blockade and everything there, in the Philippines, where they're funding special forces that go into the countryside and murder people, whether it's in Colombia, where they allow our U.S. corporations murder trade unionists on a regular basis and other people who just want to fight for social justice. It's this government that's doing that. And so I urge anyone to start to look into this. Go to www.pslweb.org, our website, read our articles, get our analysis, because we're talking about these things, because all we can do in this country is stand up. We might not feel that we can be effective, but we can stand up. We can raise our voices. And throughout history, whether it's the civil rights movement, the struggle to end slavery, the struggle to end the Vietnam War, to gain women's rights, if enough of us stand up at the right time, we will be able to make change. And so that's why we're out here at March 19th today, to raise our voices and to make change.
Well, thanks so much, Eugene.
Excellent. Thank you.
My name is Bill Hackwell. I'm with March Forward, which is an anti-war component of the Answer Coalition, and I came here from Oakland, California. I think one of the reasons that I came is that there could be no more of a critical moment for veterans and active duty people to come here to to really make a stand. Today there will be a number of people who are going to be arrested, myself included. And the reason is that as far as veterans go, we know that the role that we played in the Vietnam War, for example, was instrumental in bringing that war to an end. And we know that there's a lot of disgruntlement, that there's a loss in the faith of the mission of the U.S. Most people go into the military, it's not because they're patriotic, it's because they can't find a job. And once they get in, they start to realize that they've been lied to, that all those recruitment advertisements and everything is almost the exact 180% opposite. And so as this reality starts to set in, that what we see and we're starting to see is that more and more of these soldiers and airmen and Navy personnel, they're going to start rebelling, just like what happened in the Vietnam War. At the end of the Vietnam War, the military even admitted that 1/3 of the military was really inoperable, that they couldn't rely on them. And we say that they can call the wars, they can send people to war, but if the soldiers don't participate, if they refuse to follow the orders, then they have no military. And we know that part of the anti-war movement is going to begin to flourish very soon.
Well, Bill, some of the consequences of these wars, and I heard a congressman say this, 1/3 of the homeless in this country are veterans.
Yeah, that's right.
A congressman from California said
that's
that.
Right. There's at least 1/3 of them, and there's a growing number of Iraq and Afghani veterans who are also homeless. There's other statistics that are very alarming. For example, unemployment for Afghan and Iraq veterans is over 20%, which is over twice the amount of the national unemployment figure, and that's just the figure that they give. The other thing is that the number of people who are coming back with traumatic brain injury and also with very severe wounds are standing in line to try to get treatment. That there's a 6-month waiting list at the VA. So what is someone to do when they come back when they've got PTSD, or they've got where they've got injuries that were incurred in the military? What are they supposed to do in the meantime while they're waiting to be seen? So there's a number of these issues that are facing veterans when they come back. And the suicide rates within the military is starting to go sky high. It's higher than it's ever been, and this is all because of getting there and disillusionment, repeated tours of duty, where you come back from one and then you just basically start to get prepared to go on another one. This is something that especially there's hours and hours of boredom, and then there's moments of severe war. So we say that we really, like I mentioned, that we see the military part of the anti-war movement is going to be in this next period going to become a critical addition to bringing these wars to an end.
Thanks so much, Bill.
Okay, thank you.